Love is a universal language. Across cultures and across time, a simple circular band has become the world's ultimate symbol of commitment. But have you ever stopped and wondered, why do we wear wedding rings specifically on the fourth finger of the left hand? This tradition stretches back thousands of years, deeper and more romantic than most people imagine. Tonight, we explore the mystery of the ring finger. To understand the tradition, we must begin our journey in ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago. The Egyptians saw the circle as a powerful symbol of eternity as shape, with no beginning and no end, representing a love that was infinite. The first rings weren't made of gold or silver, but of braided papyrus reeds and leather, humble materials carrying a profound message. They were placed on the left hand, the side of the body believed to be closest to the heart. This wasn't just jewelry, it was a promise of forever. For the first time in history, a simple ring became an emblem of lifelong love. The tradition eventually traveled from the banks of the Nile to the heart of the Roman Empire. The Romans embraced the symbolism, but added a beautifully romantic belief of their own. They were convinced that the fourth finger contained a special vein, the vena amorosa, the vein of love that ran directly to the heart itself. So, placing a ring on this finger wasn't merely symbolic, it was thought to physically and spiritually connect to hearts. Early Roman rings were often made of iron, a material representing strength, permanence, and the unbreakable bond of marriage. As the empire grew in wealth, silver and gold rings began to appear, signifying not just love, but also status and social standing. However, love wasn't the only purpose. For the Romans, a wedding ring was also a legal seal. It signified a formal contract, a public declaration of loyalty, and in the context of the time ownership, it was a fascinating blend of tradition and law, all wrapped around one simple finger. As the Roman Empire fell and the Middle Ages rose, Christianity began to shape European culture and traditions. The wedding ring was no exception. It was absorbed into the Christian marriage ceremony, but its meaning was transformed. During the rite, a priest would often touch the ring to the first three fingers of the groom's hand, saying, "In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit," before finally placing it on the fourth finger. This act symbolized a divine blessing upon the couple's union. Here, the ring evolved once more. It was no longer just a contract of ownership, but a sacred vow made before God. Love had evolved, and the world followed suit. But the tradition of the left-hand ring finger isn't universal. If you travel the world, you'll find this symbol of love has many different homes. In countries like Russia, Germany, Poland, and much of Eastern Europe, wedding rings are traditionally worn on the right hand. This is often said to symbolize honor and virtue, as the right hand is historically seen as the dominant and more prominent hand. In India, the symbols of marriage are even more diverse. While finger rings are common, you'll also find the bikia, a toe ring worn by married women. In some traditional Indian customs, the left hand was once considered unclean, so significant jewelry, including wedding rings, was reserved for the right. And in Jewish weddings, there's another beautiful variation. The ring is initially placed on the bride's index finger, the most visible and prominent finger during the ceremony, making the commitment clear for all to see. Many women then choose to move it to the fourth finger after the wedding for everyday wear. One symbol with so many beautiful meanings. There is also a wonderfully poetic explanation that comes from Chinese culture, often called the finger life theory. It's a simple demonstration you can try right now. Each of your fingers represents a key relationship in your life. Your thumbs represent your parents, your index fingers, your siblings. Your middle finger represents yourself. The fourth finger, your life partner, and your pinky finger represents your children. Now, try this. Place your palms together, then fold your middle fingers down so they are touching knuckle to knuckle. Now, try to separate your thumbs, which represent your parents. They separate because your parents will not be with you forever. Now try separating your index fingers, your siblings. They also separate, as they will have their own lives. Try your pinky fingers for your children. They too will one day leave to start their own families. But now, try to separate your ring fingers. You'll find they can't. They remain stuck together, symbolizing that a husband and wife are destined to stay connected for all of life's journey. So what does modern science have to say about all this? Well, anatomists can confirm that there is no single unique vein of love that runs from the fourth finger directly to the heart. Every finger has a similar vascular structure. But does this scientific fact make the tradition any less meaningful? Absolutely not. Love is not defined by anatomy, but by belief, by intention, and by the shared story we choose to tell. It's about two hearts making a conscious decision to become one. So whether the reason comes from the ancient Egyptians' reverence for eternity, the romantic poetry of the Roman Vina Emer, the sacred vows of Christian rituals, or the beautiful philosophy of Asian finger theory, the message at its core remains the same. The ring on the fourth finger is a promise. It is a silent vow. It is a story of love shared across countless generations. Because love, just like a perfect circle, has no beginning and no end. If you love discovering the hidden meanings behind everyday traditions, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And let us know in the comments below, on which hand and finger do people wear their wedding rings where you re from? Thanks for watching.